So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk to you about a very serious topic that's been going on for so long now. I say about 3 years since it was first reported in 2017, and that is the Muslim concentration camps being held in China. I like to refer it as a modern day Holocaust because of how they're treating the citizens of China, specifically the Muslim citizens within China, or refugees as well, in that Xinjiang region of northwest China. How I wanted to start today is giving you a bit of history. So in northwest China, the whole region, there's about 10 million Uyghur people living there today. And if you're unfamiliar with who Uyghur people are people who are a member of the Turkic people, and they are people closely related to those who speak the Altaic languages. And Altaic languages are languages within the central and western regions of Asia. So these languages include Turkish, I was about to say Chinese, Turkish, Azerbaijani, and Kazakh, and so on. So that kind of region. Now, in 2015, there was a satellite image of a desert in Xinjiang, China. The desert was empty, there was nothing there. However, in 2018, that same image, that same location was different. And the reason why it was different is because there was now a highly secured compound that had been built there, built in the desert with 16 guard towers. And this is thought to be the locations of the concentration camp. Locations of the concentration camps. Now, these concentration camps are holding up to 3 million people, and the torture there is so severe that you can be executed just for laughing. Now, over my shoulder here, I'm going to show you the daily schedule of someone living in the concentration camp. Just here, feel free to pause the video if you want to read through it. But if you've ever read George Orwell's 1984 book, the society of China within this region is similar to the one in the book. They are living under a dystopian society where they are basically being brainwashed into giving up their faith and promoting the Chinese way of living. Now, while I was on the topic of torture, there have been reports that people have had their organs harvested from them, but also the women are subjected to systematic rape, stabilization, and forced abortion. And the women aren't being raped in private, they are being raped in front of 200 to 300 people within these concentration camps. An official Communist Party document has suggested that Uyghur people, the ones being held hostage in these concentration camps, are subjected to an unhealthy thought, and that unhealthy thought being their religion. And the purpose of these concentration camps are to re-educate them into thinking more of a Chinese way of living, as I've mentioned before. What's interesting is that another statement that was released by the Communist Party was that they said freedom will not be achieved until this virus is eradicated, and the virus being the religion of Islam. And so what they're basically trying to say is that they aren't giving any of these people their freedom until they promote the Chinese way of living and get rid of their faith completely. If you're a person of faith, a person of religion, you'd understand that this isn't something that you're willing to do. As someone who's religious, you should be willing to die for your religion, die for your cause, because that's the purpose of what the religion is. You have a belief, and if you go against that belief, then you're going against everything you stand for. So that's why it's hard for people within these concentration camps to just give up their faith and escape. So instead of that, they're being persecuted, they're being murdered, they're having their organs harvested from them, they're being beaten up brutally. And this is why I refer to this as a modern day Holocaust, because no one knows the exact figure of how many people are dying as a result of these concentration camps. Since becoming the president in 2012, President Xi, his authorities have increased the total persecutions of people of religious beliefs by, there's not an exact figure, but it has increased vastly since he became president of China. And the reason for that is because he is trying to get rid of any sort of speculations of separatism within China, basically. He's trying to get rid of any sort of thought processes like that. That's why he's targeting Muslim and Buddhist groups, because he thinks they are more susceptible to creating that kind of behavior. Furthermore, China describes these concentration camps as training centers. And by training centers, obviously what I mentioned previously is they're trying to manipulate the minds of people to thinking in the way they believe is the correct way of thinking, the Communist Party. However, a former prisoner has said that they are not creating these training centers to deter away from extremists, but instead to curve away from the Muslim population within China, therefore slowly mass murdering Chinese Muslims one by one. Now, there are only reports out there that you can read and news articles regarding these concentration camps, but there's not a lot of information as a whole in terms of the number of people that have died. The number 3 million is only an estimate of how many people are actually being held in these concentration camps. The number could be far larger, or it could be even slightly smaller. You never know. And that's because China is a very concealed country, as many people know. They don't have a lot of information that they give out. They're very private in terms of the way they handle their business. And they're becoming vastly one of the superpowers in the world. So China is a country that people need to look out for in the future, because I don't want to get too political about things, but then we have Donald Trump, we have Boris Johnson, and we got President Xi in China, and out of three of them, he's far more intellectual than those two put together. And when it comes to stuff like this, even though he's persecuting a mass number of Muslims on a daily basis, nothing is really going to be done because of how much people fear the country of China and fear what they're capable of doing. If you are watching this video, please, I think there are petitions out there regarding the situation. I want you to spread awareness if you can. And if you found this video very informative, please like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll see you in my next video. Yeah. Peace.